Thank you very much. I'm Dirk Sonneborn. I'm the Executive Director of the Gifford Foundation, and we are one of the sponsors along with several others who I will name in a moment. And I do genuinely want to welcome you. It's interesting as we all live our life experiences. Last Saturday I was with Sheena Solomon, one of our staff members at the foundation, and as of last Saturday, it might even have been Monday, it was Monday, excuse me, there were 12 people registered for this event. And if you look around the room and you look outside in the hallway, you'll notice that there are slightly more than 12 people here. It's a great idea to give ourselves recognize the list of sponsors for today's event. Certainly the City of Syracuse, TNT. I mentioned the Gifford Foundation, the Community Foundation as well as a sponsor. St. Joseph's Hospital Foundation, Upstate Medical, Syracuse University, Feldman Brothers, Von Schoeneck and King, Lemoyne College, our host, CNY Latino, Syracuse Lead Program, Onondaga Health Department, the list is almost done. National Grid. We also want to thank those folks who have provided items for rewards at the end. Thank yous to Wakiba Dance, for which there are 5 classes going to be available for, I think, silent auction. I'm not sure. Wise Guys Comedy Club, Pulse Fitness Studio, Spot 500, Freedom of Espresso, and Personal Fitness. So neither of them is in the room as I speak, but when you see Sheena Solomon and Babette Baker, who have put in unbelievable number of hours to organize and orchestrate today's event, please thank them and congratulate them on a wonderfully successful event. And my last responsibility, or at least my next responsibility, is to introduce somebody who doesn't need any introduction. And I was asked to do this introduction earlier this week, and said, sure, be happy to do that, and then realized when I got up this morning that I hadn't done very much in terms of preparation. So I really don't need to introduce this woman, but I did go to the city's website where there's a 6-paragraph introduction of her academic accomplishments, her political accomplishments, her community service, how she got started, her family. I'm not going to read it to you. It's really 6 long paragraphs long. Would you all please join me in welcoming the mayor of the city of Syracuse, Stephanie Meyer.
One of the reasons that Dirk didn't really need to introduce me is because the only real introduction in this room that you all need to know is that I am Babette Baker's boss. Everything else is sort of secondary to that role. And all of you know that Babette Baker is a force of nature, without whom we would be a much poorer city in spirit. So it is Babette and Sheena and the Gifford Foundation and Lemoyne and everybody's energy that has brought us all together, even though last week at this time there were only 12 people who were signed up. That did not surprise me when I was told that, because I said, you know, we're a city, we like to examine our options, we're all about flexibility, you know, we want to keep all our options open, and then we commit when we're ready to commit. So I thank you all for committing this morning and today. And let me take a moment to be very serious. As most of you have heard me on and on and on, because I come and speak to your neighborhood groups, I come to your churches, I come to wherever. Some may say wherever 2 are gathered, wherever 3 are gathered, I and somebody else are there. One of the things that I talk about, because I want everybody to be conscious of, is the financial strain that cities are under. But we in the United States are going through a tremendous change. And one of the things that is, in fact, the most important thing that is changing is how people view their governments. And this change is traumatic, and it's hurting a lot of people, and there are a lot of people who have lost faith. But my experience as a politician and my experience as somebody who is an avid reader of history will tell you that it is only in times of dramatic change that you can have good things happen out of it. So while we as a community, as a city, as a state, as a country are trying to figure out where we are going and how we are moving forward, it is the people who are bold and who step into that fray with their ideas that will capture that momentum. And those of you here in this room and standing out by the coffee, which is normally before I got elected mayor where I would always be, that's what you have the power to do. So there will be people who will say to you, we don't have money, we don't have money. There will be people who will be saying to you, we can't do this. But it is people with ideas and power and the refusal to accept no for an answer who will change the world. Now, I think about changing the world between 2 and 4 a.m., but I think about changing the city of Syracuse for the better all the rest of the hours of the day. And what I know and what I have learned and what I relearn every day is that we can only do that together. And I know, because I've been very fortunate and privileged to represent this city, first as city councilor and now as mayor, that all of us have the power to do it. So you may say, well, Mayor, Dirk says you're smart. If all of us have the power to do it, then why haven't we done it already? And the reason we haven't done it already is we have been making incremental steps towards that progress, and there have been obstacles thrown in our way of government tumult and policies and changes and community development block grant funding being pulled away. But I think the reason that we have not made as much progress as we are able to make is because we have not been organized enough. And that's what today is about. It is about taking those inherent skills that you have as leaders in your neighborhoods, in your organization, in your groups, about the ideas that you have, and putting together, teaching you, sharing with you the practical skills to use that to make actual change. Because I can tell you as a politician, as a mayor, as somebody who has made change and continues to try to make change, that all the ideas in the world are fantastic. But where the rubber hits the road is when you sit down at a table with a group of people and you pick up your pencil and you start putting it down on paper. And if you can't or do not know how to put together a strategy in place that recognizes some of the shortcomings, that recognizes where the opportunities as well as the obstacles are, we will have nothing but a community of people who have great ideas but haven't figured out how to implement them. And so today is a day to take all of your ideas, to take all of your skill, and to figure out how we put it together to have an actionable strategy in place. And that, I think, is the third leg of the stool that heretofore we have been missing. Or perhaps it's been shorter than the rest of the legs on the stool, so that we haven't been able to sit on that stool. So when you look outside and you think to yourself, why am I here on a Saturday morning? You're here on a Saturday morning so that next Saturday and the Saturday after that and a year of Saturdays you will look out and you'll say, we made a difference for our city. At a time when people were desperate for government and community to work together to accomplish things, when most people of weaker intestinal fortitude went running the other way and said, I don't want to have anything to do with this, I can't do this, I've given up. You're the group of people who won't give up. And I can tell you, as Babette Baker's boss, as Paul Driscoll's boss, as Sharon Owen's boss, as Frank Fowler's boss, and a number of other people, we will never give up. But only together can we move forward. So I thank you for not giving up. I thank you for your courage and your strength. And I also thank you for coming today to recognize the strength of your character, your ideas, the commitment to your neighborhood and your community. And it is our intention to help make that even better so that in the very near future, we can say we were part of a positive change for the city of Syracuse when everybody else went running the other way. Thank you.